talked, Dunk, about that kind of vision board, and actually, what does that process look like? Because, like you said, it's about kind of getting everything, all those ambitions and, to-dos and must-dos and like-to-dos and like-to-haves and what have you on paper, and then kind of fleshing out actually what has to happen, what can kind of be, chucked out and what have you.
Yeah.
How do you go about that session? And I guess what does that do for you in terms of really getting under the skin of the business and I guess forging that relationship with Mel, with, people in the wider business as well, and just really understanding it?
Yeah, no, I think for me, it's invaluable, that process, because I think until you do kind of a real deep dive in terms of the strategy day, I think, looking at where the business is currently is kind of the starting point for that session. Okay, where are we as a business? Have we got one location? What type of size business are we? Are we single office? Have we got multidisciplinary, etc.? And then it's kind of looking ahead, maybe 3 years, and sort of saying, okay, well, Mel, where would you like the business to be? What do you want it to look like in 3 years' time? So creating that sort of gap of where we are versus where we'd like to get to. And I think that's so important because there'll be very varying differences between business owner to business owner and, sector to sector, because, for one person, growing 1% a year is fine. And for other people, growing 1,000% is not enough. So I think it's really kind of getting to this under the skin of, okay, well, what are your ambitions? What does that look like? Where would you like to be in 3 years' time? So that I have a deeper understanding from what Mel's goals are. So we can actually kind of start to map out what's a realistic journey. We're not going to get it all right, and we're not going to know it all ourselves. We are finance experts in the day, but I think as a kind of a holistic business advisor hat on, I think to your point, we know people within our network that we can start to pull in. So is it a sales and marketing responsible that we need to get involved, or actually is there a direction to travel? Do we understand the DNA of our perfect client? I think that was one of the kind of points that we did look at in a lot of detail, because you touched at the start, which is a lot of business owners just grow because work's coming to them and they don't know whether it's the right type of work or not, but they accept it and they take it on because there's work there and it's money on the table. So having a clear, defined DNA of a client, you start to kind of identify, actually, this is the type of work we need to go after and want to go after. So you can start to make proactive decisions around the type of client take on. So actually, if it's not, does it fit that DNA? Do we just say no? Is that, that's an easy out? We aren't agreeing to do that work because it doesn't fit our sort of the mold of where we'd like to get to in 3 years' time. So it's a small example, but I think, mapping out that journey, I think is really, really, really key. And for us, just getting that deeper relationship with you to understand what's driving you, what you want from it, because it's not always monetary.